Alright, me and Cooper coming up on Cottonwood Park. I'm going to try to tell you Cooper's prong collar save story and go linear, which is really hard for me. My brain jumps all over the place. It's hard for me to go straight. Unless I'm actually talking to somebody, then I'll talk and then somebody will say something and they'll keep me in line. But anyways, so what's up with that? Why does that look funny? Is it because of the light? Anyways, Cooper, how long you been with Steve and Della now? 3 years? 3 or 4? But when he first got adopted, he was, I don't remember him that much from Operation Kindness, the shelter where I worked. It's a no-kill shelter. Because I think he was a quiet, easy one. He did have leash reactivity, right? At first. But anyways, he's a pretty mellow dog, so I didn't really mess with many of those. Oh, why is it blue now? What in the world is that? Anyways, let's see what happens to this. Is it because of the flashlight? Well, it's dark here. He's one, they took him home and just straight to all kinds of freedom, right? So he was having issues on the walk. It's a lady and a guy. The lady is a small, petite lady, and you see he's a pretty small dog, so he shouldn't have been too hard to handle. But it also shows you the power they have, right? This little guy, he wants to run after a dog that's over there. He's got 4 legs, it gives him power, right? But anyways, they live in a hotel estate, right? It's a hotel that's you buy the units, right? And it's like a big old nice apartment, but it's owned by the hotels. Anyways, see, I told you I go off all over the place. He was pulling her over. I think he had pulled her over a couple times before they came. So they started coming, and we started working on foundational stuff. Just the normal walking stuff that I do. Direction changes, yielding to leash pressure. Then after, they were coming from Fort Worth to Dallas, which is about a 45-minute drive. And he, after like 2 weeks, he did it again. He had knocked her over a couple times. And she was the main handler, right? So he does a lot of traveling, and then he'll be home for a long time. But she was the main one, handling them. So, come on, man, at least focus. Focus out of there. What's up with that, dude? Let's see if we hit this. Boom. Boom. Focus. Focus, phone. Focus. Focus, brain. Focus. So anyways, after a couple weeks, they asked me about using a prong collar. And at this point, I was like, I'm still about 80%, 75% not needing them, right? And I put them on less than that amount of dogs. I actually hardly ever do. But anyways, this guy's a case that I probably should have put it on that first time they asked. Right? I was like, here, give me a couple more weeks. You know, we talked about 5 weeks, you know, five sessions, right? And so we were only on 2. I was like, give me a couple more of doing these, you know, and I asked if they were doing exercises. Were they? Who knows? A lot of people don't. They want to just go and walk. They don't do the foundation work. But, you know, that's life, right? that's what I've come to realize is there's ideally and reality, right? There's ideally everybody will do all that work. Reality says people ain't doing that stuff. But anyways, so he was like, okay, so the plan was to readdress it in 2 more weeks, which would have been the 4th week. But the next week he came back, and I had one. The only reason I even had one is because I took it from somebody else that didn't need it, right? Somebody had a dog. I was like, oh, you don't need that for this dog, right? So that's the only reason I had it in the first place. And I didn't know about getting the better one, the Herb Springer, as opposed to just the store one. I thought it was all the same stuff, right? So anyways, I think when they came back for the 3rd week, or it might have been for the 4th week, they're like, man, did it again. We got to do something. You excited about them ducks out there, buddy? So we put it on, and it was did all the same exercises, getting to the pressure, trying to teach them how to avoid the pressure before needing the pressure or correction, right? So we did that, and then they came back on the 5th week. We did the same. Oh, and we started working on the 5th week. We started trying to walk him around my guys, right? To get them in place. I wanted to do that sooner, but we changed to the prong collar, so I wanted him to work on the prong collar. So he's a case that if I knew better, I would have put him on a prong collar the 1st week, right? Because he's pulling the lady over. The lady needed help, right? Did I need it? Did the man need it? No, but she's the main handler. She needed it, right? So he would have been a good case to put him on week 1 because of their situation. Then we could have got to work on his reactivity sooner. Turns out, of course, they had to come a few more times to work on that. So we ended up going over the 5 weeks, right? My plan was, the kind of package time is 5 weeks. So, but my plan was get him on foundation work for 2 weeks. That 3rd week, we were going to start working reactivity. So that we were going to get 3 good sessions reactivity work. Changed to the prong collar. Yeah, that's what it was. We changed to the prong collar in the 3rd week, so I wanted them to do 2 weeks with it because we changed the thing. And in hindsight, probably didn't have to do 2 weeks with the prong collar. Now that I know better, right? And I don't have that ideology in my head that you never need it. So I was still fighting that at the time. But anyways, I think it was 2 weeks later, he went after a little dog that was inside the hotel lobby. He wasn't paying attention. He was getting something out of the mail. The guy wasn't paying attention, so he couldn't do the create distance, and the other dog kind of just ran up to him, right? So neither people were paying attention. But anyways, he chomped on that dog. No punctures, but it was scary, right? See, I told you I'd go off on tangents. That happened after our 4th week. So that happened in between the 4th and the 5th week. The device is too hot. How the hell is it too hot for the flash to be on? It's 80 degrees, 5:30 in the morning. It's crazy. Oh, because it's been on for 10 minutes. Ooh, I gotta hurry up and get to the point. But anyways, that's what the point was. Before that 3rd week, he was like, we gotta do something or we're gonna have to give him back. Now he wasn't going to end up getting euthanized because he came from the no-kill shelter. But if we wouldn't have put him on the prong collar that 3rd week, / if I would have done it on the 1st week, would have been no big deal, right? he would have been over it. But he was about to get given up, is the point. They were going to have to give him back. And he lives a great life, right? So, it just took us a couple weeks to get there. But he would have been given back to the shelter. He wouldn't have been at risk for euthanized because he came from a no-kill, so he would have just went back there. But that sucks, right? To go to a home, especially if it's a good one, with caring people that can give them good, sorry, that can give them a good life. And, but anyways, he's gone all over the place now. He travels with them sometimes. The first year or two, he was coming to me every time they traveled, which was quite a bit, like 4 times a year, right? And then I think last year he didn't come at all. This year he was supposed to come a couple times, but they changed plans, so he didn't. But anyways, that's not important. Anyway, the point is I could have put him on a prong collar sooner. Would that have stopped the bite when he attacked? I'm using air quotes so you can't see. When he attacked the other dog inside. No duck poop. He likes to roll in duck poop. Did you find duck poop, dude? My flashlight ain't working. I'm trying to use it like it's a flashlight on. Hi, buddy. Cooper. Yeah, that's a good boys. Anyways, he gets long walks. He gets to walk around something like I got here at Cottonwood Park every day. Oh, flashlight's back on. He gets to travel. He's been to San Diego, a couple other places. I've never put him with the dogs. I used to walk him with my guys when he was here. I think I walked him with Raider and with Willie, and everything was fine. Let's see, we got a guy walking over there with the dogs. So let's see how he acts. But anyways, the lady got off the prong collar sooner than the man did. Now the man has issues with one of his arms, so he's light disability, right? But she was the one that needed it to start with, and she got off it sooner. But it was like, I think she got off it in like 2 weeks. Oh, he's got 3 dogs. That old guy with 3 little dogs. Oh, this is way too long. 13 minutes. She needed it. She got off it sooner. Which is weird because she was the one that was getting pulled over, right? He felt he needed it longer. Dun, 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 dun. Did I hit all my points? Let's see. My points were I should have done it soon. Should have put him on it sooner. Right? She needed it more than the dog or the man, but she got off it sooner. Her confidence built. Once her confidence got built in it with him, she was good, right? And that's what she needed. She needed 2 weeks of really good walking. She probably should have done it longer, quite honestly. 2 weeks probably isn't long enough, especially when it was at least a month that he had pulled over 3, 4, 5 times. But it goes pretty fast. It can go pretty fast. It can go pretty fast. It can take a long time. It's the kind of, what do they call it? Kind of cop-out answers that I hate having to give people. But such is life. Anyways, let's see. So, to re-summarize, prong collar should have went to it sooner for them. But it came off pretty quick for her. I don't know what I cared about. Oh, his reactivity went away real quick. Once that happened, there was no pulling over. There was no lunging at other dogs. And we did it mainly like the foundational way. And I gave them maybe 2-3 corrections here, and I think when they were handling, maybe each one or two. So it really didn't take much. So it kept him from going back to the shelter. He wasn't going to get euthanized, but he got to stay and have his good life. And 15 minutes is way too long. I hope I somewhat stayed on topic. If not, sorry, dude, that's me. Oh, that was the other thing that not dog related. Man, I see all these kids doing good videos. It's never been, I never really wanted to. Even when I was young, I didn't want to be all in front of everybody for everything. So I guess takes that personality, but I see these kids, they're just comfortable doing it. It's great stuff. Great stuff. I like coming across videos though, which I've come across a few the last couple weeks of people that were kind of like me, like kind of bumbling around. Like what they're saying, you know what they're saying is right, but they're kind of bumbling around getting to the point. That's me. Oh, look how dark it is over here. You can't even see Cooper, huh? All right, anyways, out of here.